Happy Friday, everybody. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. I did mention last Friday that we air at 7:30 on Friday, starting in January. That is not the case. We air at 7 p.m. starting on Fridays in January. Thanks to my producer, Robert Lewis, and the team of Real Facts, which is a talk show, a little different format than what we have here. Thanks for that and the heads up for that team. Last week I did mention something regarding minimum balance. I meant to say minimum payment. So just to get that out the way, and we'll move on to the topic of today. And the topic of today is setting a budget. So when you set a budget, there are some things you need to do. Now, I'm going to use some examples, so to speak. I'm going to use one budget in particular, which is a simple budget guideline. It's called 50-30-20. It simply means 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. Or that could be for investments too, or paying down debt. Either one for that 20%. Now, before you even put that budget guideline in place, there are some things you need to do. The first thing you need to do is you need to identify your source of income. One thing you do when you identify your source of income, that means seeing where the money is coming from. Is the money coming from Uber? Is the money coming from SSI? Are you babysitting? Where's the money coming from? Once you identify where the money is coming from, you want to calculate that money, and you almost want to calculate it close to the penny as you can. That calculation is key because before you start dispersing funds to various sections of your budget, you need to know how much you have. So identifying that is very important. Now, next thing you want to do is you want to cover your necessities. All your necessities that need to be covered. And let me put a bookmark right there. I will put a real bookmark right there because I want to go back to the 50-30-20. In that 50%, your tithes should be in that 50%. It should not be in the 30%. It should not be in the 20%. And as for my people, and they go to church, and I know somebody's going to ask me, where should my tithe be? Your tithe should be in that 50% of the 50-30-20 budget. So I'm glad I got that out the way so we can keep moving. So once the necessities are covered, that's when you decide where the money goes. Okay? Where's this money going? What do we need? How much money do we need to put up? That's key. Are we putting something up in the savings? Are we taking care of this? Are we getting this couch this time? Are we want to remodel the house? Are we putting it up for that? What are we doing? So we have to make sure we decide where the money goes. That's the crucial part. One good thing about a budget is it can be tweaked, it can be adjusted. Saving isn't a matter of how much you're saving. Saving is a part of repetitious fashion. So as long as you're saving something and putting it up in a repetitious fashion, setting a culture of saving, so to speak, you'll be fine. If you save $25 a week, that comes up to $1,250 a year. So that will be like a minimum savings put up, $25 a week. Remember, it's not how much you save, it's the point that you are saving. So just make sure it's repetitious, make sure it's always every week or every bi-weekly when you get paid. You want to make sure that you set the culture for saving. Once you do that, you will be fine. These guidelines have been put in place for quite some time. It works, but what it needs is discipline. You have to have financial discipline to do these things. It doesn't even matter how much money you make. I know people that make a lot of money that don't have anything saved. They can't go on a fly and do a few things. They may think that because you're moving slow, that you're not moving at all. But no, you're moving calculated because you're calculated because you decided where your money wanted to go. And once you made the decision where your money wanted to go, you acted on that and you stayed upon that plan. Always have a plan when it comes to money. Deciding where your money wants to go. Taking care of your needs. Taking care of your wants. saving, putting money up for investments, paying down debt. Make sure we do these things. Please stay on point. Have a great weekend. Once again, you look for us on Spectrum, Channel 20, 7 p.m. on Friday. Thank Robert Lewis. You can also look for Real Facts to be on Facebook soon. They are working on that. That's a separate team. To God be the glory for these teams that came out of nowhere that wanted to help little old me. Thank you, and always stay on point.